you have covered the NFL for a long time. You've covered the Bills. Ken Dorsey, what does he bring to the Browns offense, do you think?
Yeah, I think he brings certainly a lot of quarterback-centric experience, not only as a former player at the position, but coaching the position. And the immediate thing any quarterback working with him, now Deshaun Watson and the other QBs in that room, are going to discover is that he has an ability to connect with them at levels that I think other coaches who haven't played or don't have the vast experience of coaching the position will lack.
Now, Josh Allen is a guy that developed under Ken Dorsey. Mm-hmm. You hear Josh Allen talk glowingly about Ken Dorsey. How much did Ken Dorsey, help Josh Allen develop into the quarterback he is?
There is no question that Ken helped unlock a lot of what you see from Allen. Remember, Allen was a really raw prospect when he came from Wisconsin to the Bills. And as a rookie, you could see all those rough spots, but you could also see how he was trending in the right direction. I'm not going to say it was all because of Ken Dorsey, but if you ask Josh Allen, it had a lot to do with Dorsey's ability to recognize the elements of his game that needed honing and working on, and combining, and he didn't do this in college, but he became much more of a runner/thrower as a pro than he was in college. And again, that's Dorsey seeing that in him, having seen the same thing when he worked with Cam Newton in Carolina.
Yeah, you mentioned it. So there's a history with quarterbacks that are mobile. Now, they're not the same. We're not sitting here saying that Cam Newton and Josh Allen are the same as Deshaun Watson. But he has a history of finding ways to maximize guys like that.
Yeah, and I think it's tapping into what they trust and what they're comfortable with. I think the worst thing we know coaches can do is forcing a player to do something because that's what the coach understands. And even if the player gets it through the coaching that he receives, if it's not something that's in his DNA or his comfort level, it's usually not going to work out well. That's kind of obvious. But in terms of Josh Allen, the fact that if you want to measure how much faith he had in Ken's ability to get the best out of him, when Ken was fired from the job in Buffalo, which happens midway through last season, Josh was crushed. This was a guy that he pushed for to become the coordinator the previous year in 2022, wanting him very badly after Brian Daboll left to become head coach of the Giants, wanting Ken Dorsey very badly to get the job, felt he deserved it, and they developed as much of a friendship, kinship as a coach-player relationship, and I feel like that's a natural way Ken operates.